A wiki page, as I said earlier in this presentation, is not the same as a blog, because gradually the space becomes our space, not my space. At the beginning of the wiki, on the first page, it looked very organised, because I did it before the course actually started. But by the time we move on, you'll see that it's getting a little less organised, because it reflects the type of thing that we did in class. It reflects our work and what was happening in class. And here we see something very interesting happening. We're about halfway through the course, and I discovered that one learner uses her iPod Touch a lot to learn English. So I asked her if she would give a 2-minute presentation to the rest of the class on this, and she did. Obviously, it sounds much better if it comes from the learner than coming from the teacher. And she told them, and she showed them her iPod Touch and told them which applications she used. She said that the BBC World Service is really good. She suggested, Jing was her name, she suggested 2 sites with podcasts with text, and I wrote up on the wiki the things that she suggested. I also added some of my own, and this was one way, again, to extend learning outside the classroom, because the students from home could then come and click on these, or these, and they could see what we'd suggested, and they could work on their own however they felt like doing. So in this way, the wiki is no longer my space, it's actually becoming our space. And by the end of the course, this was very clear. So I'd just like to show you the final activities that we did. Here, for example, we have a review activity. This review activity was done like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? But you can see that the time it works like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Students can win $1 million in this, more or less. Virtual dollars, obviously. But the questions reflect the community of our group. If you don't know that I'm from Verona and I have a cat, then you can't answer this question. But everybody in the class knows that I have a cat and that the correct answer is haggis. And so they get the money, the music, they say yes, it's their final answer. The hottest city in Italy, some people say is Bolzano, surprisingly enough. The photographer in our group was Jing. We did, of course, have some language-related questions as well, not only fun questions, although language learning is fun, I think. So that's one activity that shows how this is becoming our space. And finally, Jing herself, our super photographer, put on, one day she came to class with a camera and she made this little slideshow. So just enjoy the slideshow. Here it is. It shows you lots of images of our course, the people on it. She used the same program that I used for the first page. I never actually showed students how to use that. She just learnt it autonomously. And here is our group, working hard. And this, I think, shows a real integration of what we do in class back onto the wiki. Hard work, happy students, and at some point you see us eating chocolate cake. Here it comes, because one of the students had baked a chocolate cake and brought it into class. So that sums up the idea of community that had been provided, that had grown during this course, and that I think was a real result of the integration of online work and face-to-face. So the proof of the blended learning is in the eating of the chocolate cake.